records show that 4 of the 4 board members are present with our new member pending. At this time, we'd like to present Judge James and Mrs. Crescenzi.
Raise your right hand, repeat after me, please. I, Janet Crescenzi,
I, Janet Crescenzi.
do solemnly swear
I'm sorry.
that I will support the Constitution
That I will support the Constitution
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of West Virginia,
of the State of West Virginia,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties as board member
the duties as a board member
of the Marion County Board of Education
of the Marion County Board of
to
Education
the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment.
so help me God.
So help me God.
That's all there is to it.
Janet, it's a thrill to have you, and I'm not speaking for you, but I could imagine the emotions and why it's so emotional for you. I was thinking on the way over here today, I knew your husband a lot more than I knew you at first when I got involved in the school system. John Myers was the superintendent, and I remember as a greenhorn coming in and him telling me, if you want to see what's happening, go to Eastdale. I remember John, I don't know if you remember, he asked me to go, said, you'll see somebody that knows how to run a school. And I remember coming over there.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
and I remember and I was amazed. And I've been amazed all my years since I've been part of this school board and what you've been able to accomplish, what you've been able to do. And as I said in my prayer, I look so forward to your expertise.
Thank you.
You're not just coming as a board member to fill a position, you bring a lot to the table. And
I hope so,
well,
yes.
you do, and we look forward to working with you. And as your husband always told me, we may not always agree, but we'll always be friends.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yes.
I too would like to thank you for accepting this position, and you do bring, your reputation does precede you. We do look forward to all of your input on making decisions for this county, and thank you.
Thank you.
I miss my friend Nathan, but I'm really excited about you being on the board, and I think all the faculties and all the staff and the boys and girls are very fortunate that you're there working for them.
Thank you, Richard.
It was always a privilege to work with Janet. However, I never really considered myself so much a co-worker of hers because she was always one of the leaders, especially of the elementary principals. Whenever we needed to do anything or move in a certain direction, she was always one there to help guide the rest of us. And so she was always a mentor to a lot of us. I see a couple that were younger principals with her here as well and enjoyed her guidance. So want to join a little bit more.
Thank you, Gary.
And I always like to think of you as the most creative visionary I've ever met.
Good.
You come up with ideas that are just astounding, and I'm really looking forward to working with you.
Thank you, thank you. I hope I can do all that you expect of me.
I'm sure you will. I want to thank you all for coming.
Can I ask you, Dr. Sims, to do a favor to break tradition? Maybe there's some pretty key people in this room that have been in education, allow them a chance to say something.
That would be nice.
I think the board's made an excellent decision, and I think you'll find Janet to be a great resource and a walking example about what education is all about. And when you talk about the innovation and so forth, and just the knowledge that she's going to bring to the table for you, I think will be a very strong asset for you. I think very good choice.
Yesterday when I talked to John Myers and told me that your would be installed today, Janet, it reminded me of how great your husband was and how good you are. And he's the person that got a hold of me through John to put I guess you call it the new building at North Marion.
Right?
Because it was lacking in some things, and Nate was on me from day one. And So we got him $600,000 to put that in up there.
Yeah, you did.
You were part of that whole thing, and I thank you for that.
I'll be looking for money too.
I'd just like to say it's always been a pleasure working with Janet over the years. And her family and mine have been great friends over the years, and I have taken lots of good advice from her in the past. She's helped me do a lot of those innovative things at some of the schools I was at. And I just think she'll do a great job for us.
Thank you.
What does this mean for you to come back and serve on the board after all the years that you've been in the Marion County School System?
It's a great honor for me,
I thought when the judge come at least.
and I want to do my very best.
Never swear to his old stories.
And I know we have a lot of work to do, a lot of things to be decided.
Good board.
And I still want to work for the kids. It's always been my focus. Take care of the kids and the teachers and the service personnel. We have to support them first and come out for them and do our very best to make this a great school system, which we have, but we can always do better.
Now, how long did you serve as principal?
About 34 years.
Wow, and that was over at, was it Eastdale?
No, I started at J.N. Elementary,
Okay.
and then I came to well, first I taught at Central School.
You think maybe
Let me go back.
the two, they
Taught
probably-
at Central
they probably
School for 3
like
years.
that.
It was my first job. And I loved those kids over there. They didn't have a lot, but we did the best we could. And then I came over to the board for 3 years as director of the Neighborhood Youth Corps. Then I went to finished my master's, went to JN as a school principal there for 9 years. And then the rest of my years was at Eastdale.
You can see, Raymond.
Okay. It was the most rewarding project that you were a part of in those span of those several years.
When she was
You had to pick
younger.
one memory or one project.
Yeah.
Well, I think I don't know which could be the greatest, but the one that just jumps right out at you
That
is,
was a nice one.
I got a letter across my desk one day inviting the principals, any principals, to apply, write a grant to take a trip to Japan, for an educational trip. And I wrote that grant, and I came over to John Meyer and I said, John, you want to go to Japan? He goes, I'm not going to say what he said. So John and I, we won that grant. John and I and 2 of my teachers went to Japan for a 19-day study, 19-day educational study.
How would you say that enriched the rest of your educational experience before your retirement?
Oh, I would say that gave me the drive to do the other things I wanted to do. Go for a Blue Ribbon School of Excellence. We were that. We were the only school in Marion County to ever be a School of Excellence. Then I was chosen to be the National Principal of the Year. And, you never stop. You never stop. And I told my faculty that one year. I said, I know we've done a lot of things. I know we've worked so hard. And they knew that I worked right beside them. I wouldn't ask them to do anything that I wouldn't do.
Was there anything else that you'd like to add that I didn't discuss with you today? You'd like everyone else to know?
Only that I'm here for a purpose. I'm here to try to help us all do the things that I've talked about. To make us stronger, to make us better, and to love each other.